Howdy. Howdy, people. Welcome to Timothy Airlines. Today we are flying to Crazy Vale. No, I don't know. Welcome. Welcome to my live. It's gone and done that again. I can't see the chat. I hate it when it does this to me. Hang on. Stop it. No, this is not for children. Okay, there's the chat. Lovely. Let me just remove that one. Doopy doo doo doo, doopy doo 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 doo. Hello, everyone. Sorry about yesterday. Due to unforeseen stealings of the computer, I was unable to go live. Not stealing. The computer wasn't stolen. It was used by its actual owner, my father. And yeah, he forgot to return it to me for my live and just kept on using it, even though he knows I go live at the same time every day, or something like that. Welcome, Jasmine. Can you hear me okay? Am I loud enough? Can you hear the music? How are you? 1 to 10, how are you? I'm playing around with my doll of the day, and she is a reroute. Oh, wonderful. So this is my doll of the day. I know her hair looks really messed up. I'm not sure if that's because I cut it wrong. It could be. I could have cut it wrong. Let's see. Yeah. It looks like I cut it wrong. Oh, 4. Okay, so anyway, she's got crooked hair, but usually I can't see that, so whatever. But she's on a model Muse body. She's got this little bag, and she's wearing the Happy Birthday Ken dress from Ken's, I don't know, 50th or 40th birthday. So anyway, I'm going to turn her around so you can all see her. It's Lena! Anyway, so this Lena is inspired by the blonde era of Dory Clancy from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now she's got her hair a little more to the colour that Lena comes with in the first wave of Barbie looks. So yeah, but this is kind of the way that Dory always had her hair. I did this ages ago, I don't know when. The hair is meant to be saran, but it kind of acts a little more like Clickleon. Yeah. But that's what she's wearing. It's a really a poofy dress. It's very poofy to this part. But it's beautiful. Really beautiful. Barbie used to dress up for Ken's birthday. And now she doesn't. But yeah, she's my doll of the day. I may change her into this little black dress that I made from Elle's bodysuit. So I just sewed it up and created a dress from the suit that Elle came with. We'll see how we go. I think I'm lacking in vitamin D because I'm extremely tired and can basically sleep. But then I stay awake. I stay awake at night and go to. Last night I went to bed at 3, but that wasn't my fault. That was the cat's fault. Because I almost I couldn't sleep. So I was lying in bed and I was trying to sleep, and then my brother went in the kitchen and started cooking. So the cats were like, "Oh my god, we want out, we want out," and they were just annoying me, you know. And they wouldn't settle their asses down. It was very frustrating, but yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Today, there's going to be a really epic thing happening. And I'm just going to get it ready to show you guys. Because you may remember a couple of weeks ago, I said I was going to cover the cult that I was part of. And then I was like, well, nothing really came of that thingo. But they've been releasing little bits and pieces over the last 2 weeks. And this one, if you can see that well enough, Scam or Spirituality. Access consciousness inside the cult taking over the world. Watch. So this is premiering in 5 hours at the time of this live. So 5 p.m. today in Australia. Absolutely watch it. I'm gonna actually copy this and put it into the chat here. Hey, no. And so guys, please put it in your reminders. Watch it when it premieres or watch it after. It's really important that you should watch it so that, you know, you don't, so that you can spread the word. If you know anyone that is in it or anything, just get them out of it, to be honest. But that is the one that, where are we? That's the one that I was part of, kind of part of. I keep looking down because I got my phone there with this live on and I'm trying to see what you guys can see. But anyway, I'm thinking about telling you guys my little adventure, if you will, into this cult. So I was working as a massage therapist at the time in a 5-star spa. And it isn't unusual for people to look into energy work and things like that in that industry. And one of my colleagues came to work and was like, "Oh, there's this course, Tim, do you want to do it? It's like amazing, and it's this new technique that we can use energetically." And I asked what exactly it is, because I like to have a little more information about things before I jump and spend money and throw it into it. And no one really knew the answer. So we kind of left it at that. And then I went to the Mind, Body, Spirit um, Expo, which is on today. Well, how long ago was 2019? 5 years. 5 years since then. Um, and I can't see the chat. Hang on. Let me try and find you guys. I don't know where you are. You're not there. Maybe, no, you're not there. You gotta. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, there you are. Okay, there you are. All right. So I can see you now. Does that shorten the screen when I do that? No. Okay. Awesome. So anyway, by this stage I'd left that job. I left it for ethical reasons. I was operating from home and I had a pretty bad experience at home with a client. And I think at the time I was looking at a room at a gym to take my massage business to, so that people weren't coming to my house. And so I went there. I think I checked the room and then I went to the event, to the expo, and I was walking around. I was really, 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 really depressed. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening in my life? I found inside there this tent, or what do you call them? They're not tents. They're like sections. Booth. I found a booth. I was just walking around and saw it, and I approached the two guys that were there, because there were all these tables lined up and people were having their heads touched. And I was like, I heard about this. What exactly is it? And he's like, oh, you can try for this much money. I didn't have it. I didn't have money. So they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a session for free. And so I lay down on the table, asked the lady if she was a massage therapist. No, not a massage therapist. Didn't talk to me, didn't tell me anything. So I just lay there on the table and she touched my feet lightly, putting her hands. Oh my God, my internet's gone off. Oh, it's back. Wonderful. Just like touching very lightly, like this, on my head. And I spaced out. I was like there. I could hear everyone in the place because it was busy. But it felt like I was in another world, right? And I'd say that's got a lot to do with the nerve endings in your head when they get touched. It can activate that feeling. So anyway, maybe I can stop sharing this. But guys, please click the link. Oh my God, the internet's off again. Oh, okay, we're back. Guys, can you see me? Please give a thumbs up in the comments if I'm still here, please. That would be great. Just give me a big thumbs up if I'm still here. Anyway, so it was like a 20-minute session, and it ended, and I sat up, and I was like very lightheaded. I got off the table. Awesome. And I walked around the place, and I felt like I was floating, like I could feel the air and all that stuff around me. And I felt like I was walking on sponges. So that just means like I was really relaxed, right? Well, they didn't tell me anything about it. I didn't know anything about what just happened. And I got a message. There was someone wanting to get a massage. I needed to come back to this thing though. So I rushed home so that I could get money because I had nothing. And then I did the massage. I went back into the city to the expo. And I think that's when I decided that I was going to take this room. That was like 2 hours away from my house, by the way. It's ages. And so I decided, yeah, I'm going to pursue this room. And then one of my old colleagues, I told her, oh my God, it was amazing. I told them about it because no one knew anything about it. I'm like, oh my God, all these opportunities are opening up to me. And it wasn't really. It was just the path that I'd already chosen and decided to pursue them. And there was a whole lot about that as well that didn't actually work out. But I was like, okay, if you find someone to teach us this thing, then I'm in. I'll do it. And so she found someone, and so that was June, and in start of October, we did this course, and I spoke to the facilitator and all that stuff a little bit. I'm not going to mention names or anything. Before the training for this modality thing, it was called Access Bars, and it's meant to erase all your past lives and stuff. Like you've got a hard drive and it just reformats, like you're a hard drive and it reformats that hard drive. Basically is what they said. When I was at the training session, I rode my bike 2 hours to get there. Lovely bike ride. I used to ride a lot. And then at this time, I wasn't eating chocolate, right? So no chocolate at all. And she had this like bowl sitting in front of us of chocolate and crackers and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm not eating chocolate at the moment. And she was really kind of pushing the fact that it doesn't matter, I should just eat the chocolate. I was like, I don't want to eat the chocolate. I'd been 10 months at that stage, no chocolate. So it was a pretty big thing for me not to eat it. And then she was talking, introducing us to the whole stuff, and I was a little like, the way she talked was kind of weird. She was talking about like sometimes she really wanted to her husband. When I say I mean, how can I say it on a live without saying it? Um, Unalive, maybe? And I was like, that's weird. And she was talking about the same thing with her mother, saying that she could just her mother sometimes. Talking about it seemed like a really detached kind of relationship, like cut them off immediately kind of thing. And we sat down. I was like, this is really weird. We sat down, watched the videotape of these two guys that you saw in the thumbnail for the the YouTube video from the Australian today. I sat down, watched them, and the older guy was just slumped back in his chair, like just slumped there. And I'm always like, if you're doing a training video, at least sit up, at least look comfortable. I slump, I slump in chairs, but if I was to do a video, I would absolutely hold my body up, right, like this, okay? So, anyway, we watched them talking, and he seemed really up to me. I wasn't a fan. And then, so we did all the training and stuff, ended the day. And she said, oh, we have days where we all come together and we exchange with each other and have a nice time. And then she sent a message a few weeks later saying how much this was to do. Like, she said, oh, we got a training coming up. It's $50 a person. And I'm like, what? I'm from the massage industry. If I'm exchanging massages with someone, we don't pay, we just exchange. And I was like, yeah, I messaged my old colleague that did it with me, and I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm going to do any more here. And she gave us a book right at the start of all of this. I can't remember what the book was. I've gotten rid of it. I think I sent it back to her eventually. But yeah, I got rid of it. And then she was like, because she let me do the course by paying a deposit, and then I could pay her back whenever. And I hadn't gotten the money because I hadn't any clients. I just gotten a job to help out with, like, as a backup for my business. And in December, she messaged me. I hadn't heard from her. She messaged me and she was like, wanting the money. So my first couple of paychecks went to paying her off because I was like, I don't like this kind of attitude. And then I had nothing to do with it for a while. 2020 hit. Everything happened in the first half of the year. And about March or April, during one of the lockdowns, I pulled out the book and I started reading it because I wasn't happy with my job. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try some of this stuff. I think enough time had passed since all of that happened, but didn't hear from her at all. And so I was still not eating chocolate. My roommate took me out for a buffet finishing. Oh, nice, awesome. And welcome, Michael. So what was I saying? All good, mate. Reading the book and starting to practice it, I started to feel different. It said to tithe, like you go to church, you tithe 10% to God. And in this way, you're tithing to yourself. So you're putting away 10% that you will never touch, right? So I started doing that. And I liked the feeling. And I was running some of their loops in my head. They literally call them loops. It's like all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory, I think was one of them. And 2020 reading the book. Yeah, 2020 reading the book. So I started saying their little things. And I had Audible and I was working night shift, so I was able to listen to stuff. And so I was like, oh, what other books do they have? And I'd actually already downloaded a business book by one of these people that they're doing the lady. I downloaded her book. I started to do stuff with that as well, and then I downloaded more books, and I was looking for podcasts, and then I started getting into the podcasts, and then I just started re-listening to the books and re-listening, and basically pulling it all into my head. And I wasn't like buying heaps of Barbies at the time either. I was buying Barbies, but not like all the time. My hours increased at work because of the lockdown. I attributed it to this format, this practice. I got myself the Adobe package that had the audio thing. I can't remember the name of it. But I started writing down different things. So they've got this saying where you destroy and uncreate something. So you're destroying and uncreating relationships. So say Lena here, we'll call her Dorit because that's who she's based off. Say Dorit here. I destroy and uncreate everything that is this relationship with Dorit and I. And then you have this little saying, everything that is blah blah, blah 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 blah. Podpoc, all nine shorts boys beyonds, some shit like that. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but they're all anagrams for, or like abbreviated, I don't know, whatever. It's like POC is point of creation, POD is point of destruction, all that shit, you know. I can't remember what boys was. But yeah, it sounds ridiculous, but I was like creating these loops. So I'd say 5 of this one thing, and then I would copy it and then paste and make it last an hour long, so that when I was at work, all I had going on in my head, in my headphones, were these repeated lines, kind of like affirmations. And it was ridiculous, and it really got into my head. I would go to sleep listening to it. I would shower listening to it. I would do everything listening to all of these different loops that was about everything. And my work life began to improve. But not because of this, because I was pushing myself too hard. Too hard. I started getting tingling in my hand here. And it ended up being I've got a disc bulge in my neck that is pressing on the nerve that goes into my right arm, and that was causing weakness and pain in my right arm. So anyway, I kept doing all this and I was like, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready to do the foundation course and go deeper into it. Because I'd gotten almost everything I could out of the books. But there were little red flags in the books that I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like literally saying that child SA is chosen by the child to teach the abuser, not to do it again. Made no sense to me. None whatsoever. So there's shit like that. And I didn't get it. And I kind of like went over it. But it didn't sit right with me. And it was always a problem for me. So I get my tax return. I take 10% of it, put it in my tithe. At this stage, I had like $3,000 of $100 notes in my wallet because they said, carry it with you, turn it into the highest amount of note that you can, and you'll never lose your wallet. You'll feel rich because you've got this money in your wallet. And I was like, damn, yeah. Yeah, I do feel rich because I've got $3,000 worth of money of $100 notes in my wallet. And it was a great feeling, you know, having that much money. And that was all from my 10%. Sometimes I went above the 10% so that I could get the $100 note. Insane time, man. And so tax return comes, I pay my facilitator the $1,600 Australian to do the foundation course, which was a like 4-day course because we were in lockdown. We were doing it over Zoom. The reason I have this Zoom is because of this thing. And I was talking to someone on, I think I was talking to him on Grindr actually, and we've been talking a bit. And I was telling him about this group, and he says to me, I sent him a lot of information about it, and he says to me, I looked at it. To be honest, it looks like a pyramid scheme, and that kind of shattered me. And then I was like, it can't be a pyramid scheme. And so I looked it up. I looked up access consciousness pyramid scheme. Then I found access consciousness cult. And then I found out about this old man and his old ways, and old ways, new ways, same ways, whatever, the way he created access consciousness. He channeled Rasputin, the Russian guy that was basically the cause of the revolution in Russia. Big contributor to the revolution. And he said, look, I'm going to find the article. There's a podcast, and it's literally transcript from this article. You can listen to it. Cults, Access Consciousness. And like even this video is going to talk about it. I'm sure of it. But yeah, so I found out about that the night before the course, and I was like, fridge door, I spent all this money. How the hell am I, what am I going to do? I was like, I got their workbook, and I was looking at it, and it was saying shit like the 10% that you tithe to yourself, you must keep and not spend. The only thing you can spend it on is a course. If you really need to spend the tithe and do a course, you can spend it on the course. But then you have to put the money back into the tithe as soon as possible. And that was a huge red flag for me, because all this time I've been reading and hearing that you don't touch that money, and then suddenly it's okay to use it to pay for a course. And I was like, no, I don't like that. And is basically that money was, if you don't have money and you use that as an excuse, then they can say, what about your tithe? You can use that and then just pay it back. And that was a huge thing for me. I decided I've already paid the money. Hey Vanessa, I decided I already paid the money, so what's the harm in just sitting and doing the course, because there's other people that are going to be in it as well. I didn't mention any of this to my facilitator. The next day we start. The people that are in the course are not new to Access. One of them is her sister, and other people are from overseas, and the course was basically put on just for me. I mean, they have to do it every year, so they were probably like, oh yeah, I'll do it now. But it was a show. There was like 3 people in that course, and one was a child. So the first day, they're talking and doing the facilitating, and I'm starting to get reeled back into it. And they try to facilitate my ex-gay therapy stuff. I talked about it. She couldn't do it. She couldn't facilitate it. Facilitate it means clear it. And that was a little bit like, wow, okay. If you can't facilitate this, what am I supposed to do? And it basically brought it down to, it's just bullshit. But that was her human side to her. That was her saying, I'm not touching this for you, Tim. That's going to damage you if I do. So that was kind of a blessing, really, that she didn't, because that is a point of contention for me, a point of trauma and all that stuff. So yeah, basically I had been sucked into it again by the end of the day, which is why these workshops are so freaking dangerous, because I'd already had the programming done, and I may have woken up the day before, but all of that was still very much automatically running through my head. All of their sayings, everything. I wiped myself. And I don't put this all on them. I put it on me too. Because this, I played a huge part in myself getting into that stuff. I didn't go deep into it enough like a lot of these people do. But I am a very observant person, and I was looking at everything. So I was getting drawn back in by the end of the day, and I had the intention to just do the 3 days and that's it. Never have to do it again, because I thought, it's like how they basically dropped off the planet after the bars course. I was like, I should be okay. But the way that it was impacting me after I had learnt all this dodgy shit about the facilitators, that was scary. So at the end of the session, she says to me, now, Timothy, you've got a choice that is valid just for today. You can come back tomorrow, complete the course, and see how your life changes. Or you can stop today, you have to let me know today, blah, blah, blah. Get your money back, but you can never do another course with Access Consciousness again. And that woke me up. I was like, cult. 100% cult. Okay. And I was like, we finished the call. I started to panic. I went straight to the lounge room and said, oh my God, Mum, I'm in a cult. And I had to go to work that night as well. My God. So I went to work. I had all the loops running through my head. I wasn't listening to it. I messaged her that day as well, saying I don't want to continue the course. I'll send back all the stuff ASAP. And she tried to call me and she was like, did you just call me? Acting like really like, what the hell? No, I didn't just call you. You know I didn't just call you. And she was trying to get me on the phone to talk about it and to talk me out of not continuing. And I just ignored. I started listening to a podcast called My Favorite Murder to distract my mind from the loops in my head. And guess what they did? They talked about a TV series that had just come out, and it was about Nexium, and they were talking about Sarah Edmondson and how she realized she was in a cult and she got out and blah, blah, blah. Amazing series. You need to watch it. It's called The Vow. But anyway, I started to watch it that night when I got home from work, and I messaged Sarah on Facebook, I believe, and said, oh my God, I'm in a cult. I just found out. I need out. And she helped me. She messaged me. She was amazing. She helped me a lot with the whole getting out. I know I wasn't in it, like deep in it. I don't mean anything to these people. But I knew that there was dodgy shit going on in there without even knowing it, because of the contents of the books. I was like, there's no way that this is just normal. No way. There was a lot of embodiment, a lot of talking about living orgasmically, living life as if it's a constant orgasm, all this stuff, all this kind of sexual and innuendos, the podcast where people would call in and Gary and Dane would talk to the guests, the callers. There was so much so much I don't know how to say it. Sexual innuendo, I think might be the word. I'm not sure. But very suggestive at least. So that was like really intense to realize all this stuff. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I was talking to Sarah about it. And she was really helpful. She told me a couple of resources to look at. And I started looking online for people that were speaking out against access, and I couldn't find them. Couldn't find anyone for years. Then last year I found them. I got my money back, by the way. And with that $3,000 that I had tithed to myself, I was like, they wanted me to spend this on their courses. I'm going to spend it on me. So I spent $3,000 from October to December, spent it on myself. I bought 2 of these shelves in my room. One of them broke when being made. But yeah, like I just spent it, you know, because I was done. I was like, no, they're not getting my money. This is my money, not your money, mine. I'm going to do it. What I want with it, how I want with it. So I did. and then I got my 1,600 back because I didn't want it back, by the way. I was like, I don't care about the money. I just want out. But I didn't communicate anything with her. I just said, I'm not continuing. And that was it. Yeah. And so last year, I don't know how it happened, but I found people starting to speak out against access consciousness. And I've made 3 friends from that. And we chat separately. There's a guy and 2 ladies. And they keep me in the loop and pretty close to the guy. I'd say we chat a lot. And they all have their stories about things that have happened there, and that's how I found out about the expose that's happening at the moment with the Australian. And yeah, that's my experience with them, and a lot's happened. And yeah, there's a lot of SA in there, and a lot of seduction and manipulation. It's not all just about sex. It's also what's the word for it? Taking people's money? I don't know. Very fraudulent, I think. And yeah, so that's my story with this cult. I knew I said a few weeks ago that I was going to get into my story, but I was so petrified that I was being followed the first few days. I couldn't turn off the loops in my head that I got from their podcast, and I started making my own. I couldn't turn them off, so I started listening to podcasts and audiobooks. I listened to the Jurassic Park audiobook, which was amazing. Guys, if you haven't read the original novel for Jurassic Park, do it. It's incredible. It's so good. Yeah, I really recommend that book. Definitely the audiobook. It's very eerie. It's very like the guy that narrates the book does it in such a good way. Like there's this scene with the T-Rex and Alan and the kids, and it's like so intense, so descriptive, and so amazing. It's not like the movie. The movie's amazing, the book's amazing. They're very separate. Um, yeah. No one's saying anything, guys. You're all quiet. I know it's a very serious topic, but you can absolutely interject and talk, guys, if you've got any questions or whatever. Um, yeah. Hello, Object of Scorn. How are you? What's your music? How do I... If I can even find your... I mean, that's got nothing to do with my chat. I can't find your channel. Are you a bot? I don't know. Sorry for my openness there. I'm not finding your channel here. I don't know how to open... Oh, there you are. I found you. Yeah, it's good. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, guys, so that's my experience in the world of access consciousness. Blue Ranger, you deleted. Did you time them out or what? That was so funny. I guess what I really want to say, guys, is... Yeah, thank you, no. What I really want to say is just be careful with groups and stuff, because you don't know. You don't know how deceptive it is at the top. They disappeared, yeah. Well, it says message deleted by Blue Ranger. So Blue Ranger's moderator of the chat. Ethan is as well, but Ethan's never here. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get deep into that. Deep. I did get deep. But that was self deepness. I was basically isolated, and I hear a lot about this group is very isolated. You don't really have a community, but the further in you go, the more fucked up it gets. It did help me. It did help me with my mindset for a bit. I just can't, you know. When I know there's shit going on in an organization, I don't stick around. I can hear Blue's voice saying, "Oh hell no, oh hell no." I can't do it. Yeah, sorry, object of scorn. I don't know if you're still listening to this. Did you block him, Blue Ranger, or did you what? What did you do? Hide him from the channel or something? Because all I can say is I listened to the music. Oh my god, I'm such a bitch. Hang on. I'm gonna send it to the group. And you can tell me guys in the group chat what you think of this. My face said it all. I'm so bad at hiding it. Oh shit, that was the group chat. Sorry. We have an amazing chat, guys. You all need to become members so you can join the chat. It's so good. Anyway, could you guys hear the music? I don't know if you could or not, but yeah, go check it out. Objective Scorn. So updates on my facilitator. She's out now. I was told she's out, but that does not mean she doesn't still follow the philosophy of access consciousness. So there's a difference between getting out of the cult for financial reasons or waking up. If you leave because you can't afford it, that doesn't mean you're leaving because you've woken up, right? You can still be a believer and still practice it. Yeah, so for me, I, as a result of all of this, I stay away from any kind of group like this now, or any self development, any professional development stuff, any. Well, I don't massage anymore, so that doesn't matter. Any modality things that are a bit more alternative. So, at another festival thing up in the Gold Coast in 2014, so 10 years ago this is. I was walking around the booths and saw this one about pain, back pain, reducing back pain. I was like, oh, I'll talk about this. I'll talk to them about this one. The guy was whoa weird, like, what the hell? And he's like, oh, join our giveaway. We're giving away a retreat. You could be a winner. And so I signed up for it. I was pretty turned off by him. And then after it all happened, the festival was over. Weeks later, I get a phone call. You're a winner! You won the retreat. This is when it is, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, oh, wow, I won a retreat. Had no idea who I was talking to. Had no idea what retreat I won. Had no idea what booth it came from. So I show up at this retreat, which was in like an old churchy type building. It was upstairs in a function area. And I walk in the door and here is this guy. He's wearing a suit. I was like, oh my God, no. At least he's wearing a suit. Because before he was like, not. He was like in the most hippie grungy. It was old. I might draw a picture of him one day. He had weird eyes, crazy eyes. And I was like, oh, maybe he's legitimate, I guess, maybe. But I was still so off by it. All these other people were there and started talking to him. And I'm like, oh, I won this retreat. And they're like, oh, we did too. I was like, oh, that's weird. I wonder how many winners. Everyone won. And he starts his course and he's like, oh, you must think I'm really respectable in this suit. He rips it off. And then he's in his daggy clothes again. And I'm like, what the hell? What? Do you know what he's selling? Fucking magnets. Magnets as healing energy. And do you know what you do? This is so fucking ridiculous. You put them in your belly button. You stick them in your belly button, these magnets, and they're all different sizes. And you stick them in your belly button, and then you breathe through straws. It's so ridiculous. So anyway, I went and bought these magnets. I don't know why. I bought them and I was like, let's see. There's a 30-day no questions asked return, right? And so I go back for the second day of the retreat. Like, really, like, I don't know why I'm doing this. And I met a few people there. Some of them were podiatrists and, like, lots of different things. So I went back and by lunchtime, a whole bunch of us were like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, this is wacko. I don't think they introduced the straws till day 2. So I had no idea about the straws. And I didn't know much about New Age stuff at the time. I was coming out of Christian belief systems and stuff. So I didn't know about scammers and all that. I didn't know much about cults. And all I knew was this was weird. And they had this thing called the facelift yoga. And she said, all your negativity is cancer. It turns into cancer. Just like, Do you know how many melanomas I've had, and they're healed now? They're all healed. I've had so much cancer in my life, and they were basically like, if you are negative, you get cancer. And yeah, which is, oh my god. I can't believe I bought those fucking magnets. So I returned the magnets not long after. And I said, well, I think you were very dishonest about everything. And he asked why I was returning them. I said, you said I won, but I found out that everyone won, so it wasn't really a winner thing. And he's like, if you have this attitude, you're not a winner, you're a loser. I was like, okay, bye. And he was just shout on the phone. And I hung up on him. Yeah. And so every time I went back to that event over the couple of years, I avoided his booth because it was always there. I don't know how people fall for him. His stuff. They must be like severely desperate. And then they're like these things, the MLMs, pyramid schemes and shit. There was another one, self-development, winner retreat, and we all won. My mum, my dad, my brother, myself. I think my brother did. He was there. And they had this raffle. Anyone that puts your hand up, you go into the raffle. And they're basically talking about money, managing money, because that's one of the big things that people go into these things for. And they do a call to action type thing. They're using NLP, and mum and dad stand up, and so they get signed up. They buy the booklet for money managing and all that, and mum wins the retreat. And she was so looking forward to it. She was looking forward to her little getaway. And looking forward to her getaway, and she had to pay to get there. It was in the hinterland. And I was like a bit weary. I was like, Mum, I don't know if you should go. And they didn't go because they had to find their own way there. There was no like flights provided and all that shit. And I said, you know what they were going to do? It was like a 4-day getaway. It was going to be a total brainwashing, just like all these other things. A brainwashing, get you in deep, get you financially involved in them, spending all your money, you're stuck there, you can't get out of there. And so mum and dad didn't end up going, thank God. Yeah, these little things exist everywhere. Access consciousness is a little bit of a bigger one. Nexium was a biggish one. I don't think Nexium made it to Australia, but we did have Australians in it, but they lived in America. So Nexium was effed up. And so if you know Smallville, one of the actresses from Smallville was in it. Alison Mack, I can't remember her name, her character's name. But she was in it. And they got exposed for all sorts of things. Racketeering. I don't know what racketeering means. I do, but I don't. Let's look that up. Racketeering is a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. Got it. Racketeering is defined by a coordinated effort by multiple people to repeatedly earn a profit. All right, so I think that is definitely something that AC does. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are so quiet today. I don't know what else to go off by, what to say. But anyway, please get your notification on for this video that is out in probably 4 hours now. It's going to be a big one, I think. All these little articles have been leading up to this. I think this one will be huge. Just listening. Cool. Yeah, I think it's important to talk about this kind of thing. Watch out for any groups you guys are in, any groups that you come across with a founder, a leader, an inner circle of bosses, costs to do self-development courses, professional development courses, modalities, anything like that. Be very wary, because it can really impact your life. Like, in the big scheme of things, this didn't completely do anything to my life, to be honest. I saved some money, then I spent it, but it's made me aware of the abuses. It was an abuse. It was by misleading things, and mostly financial. It was all financial, and I'm not blaming facilitators either. They're wrapped up in this as well. It goes right to the root, right up the pyramid to the very top, and most people in it are being exploited and manipulated, and it just gets worse as it goes up. And some of the fucked up shit that I've heard about from the people I know is, I can't talk about it. It's really awful, and it's damaged their lives quite a lot. I'm very lucky that I wasn't involved for long. But I mean, they tried to, and they succeeded in the end through the books. With my no chocolate thing, I went a year and a half with no chocolate, and I could have kept going, right? But in one of the books, the founder talks about how he was addicted to chocolate, and now he can eat chocolate whenever he wants, and he can leave it behind him and all that. I have a massive chocolate addiction, guys. Like, it's the sugar addiction, but it's also the caffeine in the chocolate. But I like white chocolate too, so it's more so the sugar. The darker the chocolate, the less I like. But I stopped eating chocolate for a year and a half. Then even in that bar session, the training, I was like, no, I'm not eating the chocolate that you've put in front of me. I'll eat the chips, the salty chips or whatever. They've got this thing where they have sugar and salt, a lot of sugar and salt. But yeah, so I thought I could handle just having one piece of chocolate. But that did not last. That didn't last. I kept going, kept going, kept going, kept buying chocolate, going, yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay. And now I'm back on chocolate and I can't stop. Which is awful. And I wish I could have stopped that chocolate thing. I have a sugar problem too. I honestly think, no, that most people have a sugar problem because it's in everything. It's hidden in everything. That's why I gave up chocolate, because I knew chocolate was like a pretty big one to give up. That would help. But was I still eating lollies? Yeah. Candy, yeah. Still eating that. Still eating all the processed hidden sugars in everything. In bread, in milk, in everything. So, yeah. But chocolate was the one thing that I gave up because that was my biggest one. And yeah. And then I stopped because I thought, yeah, access consciousness knows what they're talking about. I can give it up. Oh my god, don't talk about almonds. Oh my god, you're making my mouth water. I am not strong. I was strong, and then I took a step out thinking that, oh, it's just another point of view. That's an interesting point of view. What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? Is all the things they say. Oh, hazelnut, 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 hazelnut. Oh, yum. I love hazelnut. Yeah. So that's my experience. So yeah, I ended up getting the money back. I went and probably spent that as well. And now I just don't go near anything. Anything. I don't like it. I don't like inner circles of anything. I don't like sometimes I don't like these one of a kind auction things because it's like, well, that's like the elite inner circle Barbie level. That's also why I don't like some of these YouTube clusters, the PR system, people getting sent PR. It's all very inner circle. How low can they go? Kind of thing. From my point of view, it feels a little bit culty. It feels a little bit culty. It does. And I'm not here for culty. I'm here to enjoy my dolls and not have things pushed on me. Like that whole doll thing where they had a whole Zoom call with a whole bunch of YouTubers. That was so fucking culty to me, and I just did not get it. You know the ones I'm talking about? The ones that don't even fit Barbie fashion, Barbie bodies. And everyone was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And they had that big Zoom call where all the YouTubers were there, and they were introduced to this new fashion doll with real runway looks. That one. That was a very culty release to me. Any kind of PR kind of thing like that, it's a bit culty. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And it's like, if you critique Barbie, you're not part of the inner circle where you get to review things. You don't get it. You don't get the PR if you critique. I hate those dolls. They're so ugly. And oh yeah, that's the one. The Love dolls, them. And most of the Love fashions sets. Oh, Jasmine. I just don't like how culty it was. You know, that group is very culty. Very culty. And I can't touch it. It's also like the game changers with The Sims. Very culty. Very culty. It's inner cult shit. I'm not into it. Whenever it gets like this core group of people and they're sitting on top of any community, and it's, yeah, super culty, and I'm not here for it. I'm terrible. I'm terrible by calling these groups culty, these people culty, but that's the way it is. It is. It's very culty. When Barbie Style came out, the first one came out, everyone was sucking up the ass to try and get on the PR wagon. And I was watching people be completely oblivious to these fucking bad choices that were made with Barbie Style, number one. And I'm just like, no, I want to get only one, but they're expensive. See, that's another thing. That's another thing. They send them out to all these YouTubers that now don't have to buy them, but and so they're gonna talk it up because they were exclusively involved in all this exclusive shit. And now the people that have to pay for them are us, and who the fuck has money for that? Like, it's all good for someone to say, oh my god, this doll's totally worth it. Worth what? Your $0 of paying for it? You didn't pay for it. So what is the value to you if you did pay for it? Same as Sims. Same as the Sims games. If you paid for it, you're gonna have a bigger opinion on it. If you didn't pay for it, then what's your opinion worth? What is your opinion worth if you didn't pay for it? I can get almost 3 fashionistas for the price of one of those. Well, there you go. There you go. And you can dress that fashionista in almost anything and turn them into a completely different character. I'm interested to see how these dream Barbies are going to be. They kind of, for me, they kind of feel like a really soft tone my scene. If they've got the Barbie proportions except for the head, they're like a way toned down my scene, I think, using the Barbie characters. That'll be very interesting. I hope, I hope with the Dream Girls, whatever they're called, they do introduce the other characters. I hope the core four are the core four. Then I hope they go down the old fashionista route. I think Americans say route. We say route in Australia. I hope we go down that. I hope they go down that path where it's Summer comes back, Nikki comes back, Ruffa comes back. I hope they introduce all of them. Blaine comes back. Poor Blaine. Rest in peace, Blaine. Raquel comes back. I hope that all the characters come back like a Rainbow High thing. You know, they introduce all the characters and all the characters are there. I hope it's not just this core four thing. That would be amazing if they bring them all back. And it goes into like a Rainbow High, Monster High type of situation where you've got all the characters there, but you've got your main ones, yeah. Raquel and Summer, absolutely. Nikki, who else was there? I mean, the new ones, Daisy, Christy. Bring back Christy. Bring back Kira. She doesn't have to just have one friend of one, like one friend per skin tone, you know? Midge, Christy, Alan, bring back Alan. Bring him back. Bring back Ryan. Yeah. Steffi, Whitney, even PJ. Bring them all back. All of them. Bring all the friends back. They've got it. They've got the world. They've got the world there. So bring them back. If you're gonna do this new revamp, bring them all back. Isn't it amazing how I've just gone from Culty to bring them all back? We need them all back. Christy needs to come back. And then Shani, Asha, and I forget the other one. Sorry, guys. You know who else they should bring back? The guy from Rockers. My friend has him. What's his name? Oh my god, what's the Rockers guy's name? With the black hair. I can't believe I've forgotten this right now. Anyway, that's my opinion. But we don't need this in a... I don't know. I'm just not here for... Oh, so like the Doll Awards are such a culty thing. Yeah, Ryan. Absolutely bring Ryan back. He's such an interesting character. In fact, Ken in the movie is very Ryan. He felt very Ryan to me. Anyway. I don't know. Well, if Raquel's like... Raquel and Ryan are Korean Americans. Simu is Korean American. He is Ryan. They just called him Ken. So, yeah, there you go. He acts like Ryan. I mean, that competition. Although, she just wasn't into either of them. I love this doll's hair. And now that my hair's getting longer, I enjoy playing with it more. I like that little sheen going on right here. But then sometimes it can look a real mess, like I've just woken up. But I can also do the, because my part is like in the middle, I can do the the 90s hair. Let's see if we'll... There we go. See? Am I going bald? No. It doesn't work today. Hang on. This is so funny. No grey hair. Can you see any actually? But the grey is in my eyebrows. I'm getting the bushy white guy eyebrows. I've got like these long bits that I can give myself an eye lift with. Oh, normal. Ow. I didn't pull it out. But like normal and then eye lift. I've been thinking about getting threads. I saw a video on Instagram. This guy's got threads going up here and it's like normal and he's got like normal here and then they pull on it and it gives him wrinkles up here and it's like, why are you getting that done? You're just gonna have to end up getting this done because of this. And he was also getting his chin done, pulling up the chin. I'm like, what are people doing, man? Like, and they say it's non-surgical. You've got barbs in your face. Which is pretty freaking surgical. Oh, that gave me a headache. Pulling on my hair. Could I pass the part look again? Am I too old for the part, the 90s part? Oh dear. Oh, I don't think it looks good on the side. Like, let's just stick with my little wave. Ooh. I've been doing the wave for years. There we go. Anyway. Well, that looks grey, kind of. Is that grey? Or is it just out of place? Let's find out. I'm going to pull it out. Hang on. Oh, have I lost it? There. There it is. Let's find out. Let's find out if this is my first grey. Oh, I didn't get it. Ah! Where's it gone? I don't know. Anyway. What a live, I know. Trying to find my grey hair. I think... I don't know. Is it there? You have a couple? It's because you had a kid. Ah, don't remind me. Everyone, give Jasmine some encouragement. She doesn't want a kid. Anyway, yeah, so that's the live really. Just telling you guys to watch that video when it comes out. I might go live and do a reaction to it when it comes out. What did I say? Her name is Beautiful Jasmine. Yeah, so watch that live. I might do a live reaction to it. Let's see. Oh, and a lot of people have been writing on the comments of all the articles that have already come out. Not my experience. I hate that. Autumn, remember it. Oh, I don't mean that. I mean, I don't know. No. Anyway, I don't really like. What's your name? No. What do you mean, Jasmine, you were doing the gambit? What's a gambit? So do I have to look up what a gambit? Oh my god. An act or remark that is calculated to gain an advantage, especially at the outset of a situation. Synonyms: strategy, plan, tactic, move, course of action, line of action, device, operation, ruse, trick, or ploy. Gambit X-Men. Oh. The name is Gambit, remember. Oh, got it. I take things so literally. It's so funny. You went too deep. It's all part of my autism. No, that's not what I meant. Why is my video here so far back? Oh, there we go. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I just saw, because like I watch on my Zoom so that I know that I'm like, oh my god, I nearly went into another thing. And on the chat screen, it's got me pulling my eyebrows. I'm like, why is that so far behind? Anyway, before, when I was getting this jumper from off the line earlier because it was cold, I was walking to the door and I was doing this like a cat making biscuits. Just walking and doing this. I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll be a cat today and I'll do this. I should have had like a blanket, or I've got a Care Bear. I've got a Care Bear I could need. Oh, I don't know. And I'm like, how autistic am I, Timothy? It felt good walking like this and doing this. Yes. Yes. I'm like, yes, I'm a cat. I'm a cat. Meow meow. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, and Phantom, my cat, the music is going with it. Yeah, totally. This music is such cat music. Phantom's not here right now. Oh my god. Anyway, so last night, Phantom's been like literally cuddling me. Like, I'll have my arm like this, and his head will be here, and he'll be curled up, and my hands will be holding his back legs, like his back feet. So adorable. That cat is so beautiful. It's too much for me. And then Mew, he'll be on my other side, and he'll be like curled up like a little alien from Aliens, you know, when the picture Aliens with the curled up alien. He'll be doing an alien on this side, and Phantom will be just like that on this side on my arm. They're so adorable. These cats. There's nothing like I've spent so long not having them sleep in my room because I don't want my door open. But now I'm embracing the door open and the cats sleeping on my bed. And it's just really nice. I'm surprised Phantom hasn't like been hunting me down today to get in the room. Oh, so I've been watching 90 Day Fiancé. I watched 2 seasons in 4 days. This is insane, guys. And so I did a couple of drawings. I don't know if the first one won't be in this book. Where is my other book? Maybe it's this one. Hang on. Oh, did I do it in this book? Maybe. Oh yes, I did. Okay, so season 2 was like really boring for me at the start, but then I fell in love with Sajin, the South African guy with beautiful red hair and a beautiful red beard and a opally skin. Fell in love with him. And so anyway, I was like just sitting there, and then I decided to draw. And so this is Tanya, his ridiculously selfish girlfriend, who fucked off to Puerto Rico for a month in the middle of their 90 days, which I think was an absolutely stupid thing for her to do. And then I started drawing this. I was like, oh, that's so cool. So anyway, I drew her while I was watching it. And the reason I started drawing it was because of her lips. And then the other thing I started to draw, this is my hands book. So I started drawing my hand holding the book like this. And so you can see that's my thumb there. But I didn't like the way it was going. So I got depressed and then I started, well, I drew this lightning and then and then and then I turned that into some kind of spacecraft. And I was like, oh, I'm going to draw a person taking a selfie of the destruction of the world. So I really like this drawing. It's just a doodle. A random shit going on. Yeah. Don't know what it means, but it looks cool. So who knows? I may end up making this into a drawing, like a coloring drawing. Goofy. Yeah, it's so goofy and it's so serious. Like what is it? It's like a dream. It's like a dream. A wildest dream, one may say. So yeah, that's that. And I've been working on the May colouring page as well, because I need to get that done. There's a lot of layers to get done with that one. Fever dream, yeah. It's just my brain's wildness, which Access Consciousness tried to take away from me. What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? Oh my god. Every time I go into my Facebook memories and I see a post from that era of my life, I delete it. Anytime I see a post and it says, how does it get any better than this, or what else is possible, I delete. I delete the post. And also from my Christian days as well, whenever I see, oh my god, I love God so much, I delete it. It's so cringe. So cringe. Maybe this picture, is how does it get any better than this? Oh my god, yes. This is the how does it get any better than this poster? Oh my god. I'm going to show it to my Access Consciousness peoples. X-Access Consciousness peoples. I think they will love it. Anyway. It's like a reflection of your world is crashing down. How does it get any better than this? The world is burning. How does it get any better than this? Also, it's a Scientology knockoff. Didn't mention that part either. And I knew nothing about, I knew little bits and pieces about Scientology. But all of them, they're all the same. They're all just doing the same thing. Anyway, I should probably end the video here. It's nearly on 2 hours. Thank you for watching. And I might go live later. We'll see how I feel. But I will do a reaction to the video that is being released. Yes, I will. Alright, so if you want to become a member, head over to Buy Me a Coffee, you can become a member. I'm doing a giveaway once I hit $500. I will be doing a giveaway of a custom illustration of your choice. And if you become a member, you also get like monthly illustrations from me. That's really fun as well. About Tiffany. Tiffany is my muse. I don't know how else to describe her. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do give the video a like, a thumbs up, smash that like button, and I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Tentatively tomorrow, or tentatively later today. I don't know which.